Coming at you with a second video today, Patriots fans. This one, it is a W, an absolute gift from the Tennessee Titans, specifically to head coach Mike Vrabel. Because who do the Patriots play this weekend? Yeah, the Tennessee Titans. Welcome in, Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. And the news that we got from Ian Rappaport earlier today was that the Tennessee Titans have officially fired their head coach, Brian Callahan. Well, if you're just kind of joining us and didn't know anything about the NFL or didn't know the Patriots schedule, why am I talking about the Tennessee Titans? Well, that's because the Patriots go into Nashville and play the Tennessee Titans this weekend. And you might be thinking, well, Brett, this game looks easy as hell for the Patriots. The Patriots are 4-2. They're having their best start to a season since 2019. And now the Tennessee Titans, they are, well, let's put it this way, in absolute dumpster fire. 1-5. Cam Ward, the first overall pick, does not look good. And this is the first time where we saw the Patriots. They are a heavy favorite, -7. And what does this mean going forward? And why is this kind of an absolute gift? Well, I mean, if we don't live under a rock, we know that head coach Vrabel, he used to coach for the Tennessee Titans, and then they later fired him. And I think this game might be a little personal. But before we get into breaking it all down and what this means for the Patriots going into this matchup on Sunday, I don't know if you guys saw the new feature that YouTube added. This is only on your phones. So if you're on your laptop, you can't really do this, so get on your phones right now. And you can hype videos if you love the Pats. If you want more Patriots fans to see this video and make Patriots Today one of the top YouTube channels, just scroll right of the comments section. All you got to do is just and then smash that hype button. Let's make this one of the top videos on YouTube, showing all the Pats fans, everybody in the NFL, that we love to rock. We are incredible. We are the best fans on YouTube. Now, going back to the Titans firing their head coach, Brian Callahan, I don't think this was any sort of coincidence that he got fired the literal week before the Titans played the Patriots. I've seen all over Twitter, because they are the laughing stock of the NFL, that they wanted him gone for weeks and weeks and weeks. And people kept asking questions, just like they're still asking questions about why isn't Mike McDaniel of the Miami Dolphins fired? Well, there's a coincidence, because there's a big connection between Brian Callahan, the Tennessee Titans, and the New England Patriots. So we see Coach Mike Vrabel. It's his first year with New England. He was the head coach of the Titans from 2018 to 2023. And since then, the Titans are 4-15 since they fired him back in 23 after the season. And he did take the year off. He was just kind of enjoying himself. He was assistants here and there. But now the Patriots are 4-2 with Vrabel. And as they're 4-2, it looks really, really good for the Patriots to hire Coach Vrabel. And it looks really, really bad for the Titans to fire head coach Mike Vrabel. This is a tweet coming in from BetMGM, and it's just a stat that I just find hilarious. And since firing Vrabel, and we know that when Mike Vrabel was the head coach of the Titans, he was the 1 seed at one point in 2021. He took them to an AFC championship. He beat the Patriots. He ended Tom Brady's tenure as a New England Patriot, beating them in the playoffs back in 2019. That later was an AFC championship. And if you look at this, 4 wins since then, and Vrabel's win already totaling that. 4 total in this single year. And then I saw a tweet from one of the head beat reporters for the Tennessee Titans. It said, one insider thinks that he was fired without a plan for who's going to be the interim head coach. So you're telling me that they just said, all right, screw it, we are going to just get rid of their head coach and not even know what they're going to do before Sunday's game against the Patriots? Yeah, that tells me they're scared. That tells me that they are kind of shitting their pants right now of what Mike Vrabel is going to do when he goes into their own building and embarrass the replacement. Because Brian Callahan was the replacement for Mike Vrabel. He was hired in 2024. And with the laughingstock replacement that he is and how bad the Titans were, they saw this as, oh, God, this is going to be a revenge game. He's going to come in, and they're going to put on 59 points like the Patriots did back in 2009 when it was 59-0 when Brady threw for 5 touchdowns in like a quarter. You cannot tell me you fired your head coach without a plan, without saying, we don't know what we're doing. We just don't want Mike Vrabel to come in here and kind of beat us up. So that is so funny. That is hilarious. And it's just kind of just telling of what the Titans don't want the Patriots to do. And that's kind of a gift, saying how good the Patriots are and how the culture has changed for the Patriots hiring Mike Vrabel. Now, they do have their head coach, and this is a little preview. We'll have a full preview on the live show as we do every Wednesday. Mike McCoy will be the interim head coach of the Tennessee Titans on Sunday, making his debut. And if you guys don't know who that is, he has a 27-37 head coaching record. He was the Chargers head coach from 2013 to 2016 when they were terrible. We know all Patriots and the Chargers, they went back and forth when Phillip Rivers was the quarterback, and most of the time, the Patriots were always beating him, but he was currently the Titans' offensive assistant. So now you're going in with an interim head coach instead of beating up on your replacement. But this is 100% a game that the Patriots have to win. Not only is it a revenge game for Coach Vrabel, it's just a game you have to win because you are so much better. You have an opportunity to win 4 straight games, go 5-2 into the season, and you're playing a team that is, if it's not the Jets, then the Titans are the worst team in the NFL. And look at the stats that they're putting up this year. They're awful. Bottom 2 in the NFL in yards per game, passing yards per game. Look at the points per game, 13. The Patriots are putting up 30 points. They're putting up 25 points. Only 150 passing yards. Drake May has thrown for 250 in the last 5 games. They're a joke. And you cannot go into this as a little trap game and think, oh, they get that little interim head coaching boost, because that's what they were trying to do. They saw that, hey, this is going to be a big game. We don't want to lose to our former head coach, so we are going to absolutely do anything that we possibly can to give us a chance, and that's firing your head coach. But I'm confident. I think the Patriots are going to win this game. I think they're going to steamroll them. I already took them. With what Vegas thinks is going to happen. So if you're confident in the Patriots beating the Titans, go ahead, hit that thumbs up icon, like the video, because I don't even think this game is going to be close. I don't think it's going to be close. Going to talk a little bit about about what Vrabel had to say in his press conference this morning on the Tennessee Titans, because they did ask him a question about it. But first, I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. You can now follow other Prize Picks players directly on the app and copy their lineups in just one click. Whether it's a friend, a celebrity partner, or someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new feed tab on Prize Picks. I have a lineup for the doubleheader in football tonight, and I think Bijan is going to go off. Yeah, if Buffalo loses, New England's going up. Keon Coleman the less, but Caleb Williams, give me the more on his interceptions, and Bill Krosky merit the more on touchdowns. You can download the app today and make a lineup just like that when you use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, so I keep saying, this is personal for Vrabel. I think it was his first head coaching job for Tennessee, and for what he did to that franchise, because before they were a laughingstock, and then when he took over, he brought them to the 1 seed. He made them successful. And then since then, it was a disaster for him. And I think being fired by that team has him fired up and wants to prove that you should have never gotten rid of me. So they asked him, and he kind of took the high road here. This is what he had to say. Having spent 6 or 7 years there, it'll be nice to see some people that I haven't seen in a few years that helped us win, players and staff, but we've got a huge job to do here as we prepare for them, which I think is a bunch of baloney. And then on Get Up this morning, the ESPN show, this comes from Mike Reese, one of the main guys that cover the Patriots, and Mike Greenberg, he asked Teddy Bruschi, his former teammate, if Braves is the type of person to hold on to things and take things personal. And Teddy laughed and said, well, he still reminds me all the time when I went on Monday Night Countdown or Sunday NFL Countdown and talked about how he picked against the Titans. So that tells you right there that he's thinking in the back of his head, this one's personal. This is a game that I want to win. I said, when this schedule came out and you saw the Titans on the schedule, he circled it 3 times. This is the game that does, if it's not a playoff game, that he wants to win more than anything, especially going into Nissan Stadium. You know he wants to stick it to the Titans. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to run the score up here. Try to score at least 30, 40 points, and the Titans' defense is bad, and you can do that against that team. But now that they fired their head coach, don't let this be an interim head coaching boost. You know that every time you see it, you saw it a couple years ago when after the Raiders fired Josh McDaniels and they got a new interim head coach. Well, that boosted them and they won a couple of games. Do not let this happen. Do not let it be a trap game and go in with the same mindset that you had even before the firing happened. But I will say, Tennessee, shout out to you being a dumpster fire. You gave us Mike Vrabel because I think this whole time he knew after he left that franchise and was a free agent head coach that he was going to be the head coach of the Patriots at some point. And also a side note before we get on out of here, game starts in about, I think, an hour when I'm going to post this video. If the Falcons win tonight, the Patriots go in first place of the AFC East. So tonight, we are all Falcons fans. Please beat the Buffalo Bills. Both are 4-2. You got the tiebreaker over Buffalo right now. Get that first place in the AFC East. That's going to do it for the latest episode of Patriots Today by Chat Sports. Again, let's hype up the video. Just go on your phone, scroll down to the comments, swipe right, and then click hype. That's all you got to do. And as always, let's go Pats.